Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. I am here in Melbourne at 13 Rounds Gym with Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa. Michael, it's been a while, but I feel like it's a bit of deja vu. Every time we catch up, it's coming off the back of, something big that's happened in Australian boxing. I want to get your thoughts right now. What are your thoughts on the state of Australian boxing?
Look, I think it's flying at the moment. You've got great fighters in Paro. Jai Pate obviously is leading the way. Kambosos was up there making huge noise overseas. Myself, top 10. You've got the Maloneys. I mean, we've got great fighters. I just feel like the backing, we're all not getting the backing that we deserve, I think. I feel like certain people just focus on certain fighters. And it's sad because, we're all in the tough sport and we all deserve that platform.
Yeah, and speaking of that, you got a massive fight coming up. It's a premier fight coming up in August. Now, Nikita Tszyu is headlining that fight. Do you feel like you should be the headliner of this fight? I mean, you're more experienced, if we're being honest. You got a bit more of a name. You kind of do talk the talk. But do you think you should be the main event?
Look, back in the days, I used to love being the main event. I was like, I've got to be the main event because, this and that. And now I prefer to be, man, if I could be the first fighter on the card, so be it.
Get in, get out.
I'm getting the same result. I mean, there's no ego to it. It's just I get in, get out. I've got the same opponent, same purse, same everything, same outcome. But I kind of prefer being the semi-main event, Like I don't have any pressure. I don't have to sell the fight like I usually do. And I just kick back and just watch the main events go at it, I don't have to do anything.
Everyone's talking about they're trying to set up Nikita Zuu versus Michael Zerafa. Do you think this is the card that you're both going to be on the card, you're both going to be at the press conference? Is this the card that say you both win, is that the fight that you want next?
Look, I'm more than happy to fight him. I said, I think it's well and truly too early in his career. I've spoke to people in his team and whatnot, and they don't want the fight. So, look, I think they're setting him up for failure, to be quite honest.
Why do you think they don't want the fight?
Oh, look, I'm where I'm at and he's where he's at and he's doing great things in the sport. And like I said, I've made it quite clear he's a strange dude and the strangeness thing works for him. And, you got the bad guy and the strange guy. But I don't know, I just feel like, his level's behind me. And that's just not in a cocky way, just purely respectfully. I just feel like he hasn't been where I've been. And he's even said that himself, like he'd be going into that fight as the B-side. So, look, if I've got to take his O, so be it. But I mean, there's bigger fights out for me. I'm top 10 in the world and ranked across all 4 sanctioning bodies. So unless something was on the line or it was a huge payday, I don't need him. I'm moving forward and close to another world title. So, but like I said, it's not off the cards. I mean, if it makes sense, we'll do it.
In terms of rankings as an Australian boxer, like you said, you're ranked across all 4 bodies, WBO, WC. Do you think that you're almost outgrowing Australia? Would you like to have more fights overseas if you had those opportunities overseas?
100%. That's where the money is and the world titles and where you make a name for yourself. And I've been there and unfortunately fell short. But I'm close to be going back there again. Like I said, I've got No Limit backing me now and, we're in talks with some big things. So I'm just staying patient, staying quiet, just grinding away in the gym and just, praying for the opportunities to just fall into place.
Speaking of international fights, the most recent one, Tim was just over in Vegas, had his rematch. What were your thoughts on that match? Just watching that as a boxing fan, as an Aussie, what were your thoughts on Tim's loss?
Look, despite our differences, man, I actually fell for him a little bit, because I've been there and it's a dark place, like I said, coming off a loss. But it was a bad loss too, because he got dropped in the first round and then, every round he was just getting hurt. But look, as an Aussie, it wasn't good to see. I mean, despite everything, but I feel like he can bounce back. But I feel like we need to settle it now because the talks were he was miles in front of me, and I was no chance of beating him. But now that people can clearly see that he's fallen short at that top level, there's that opportunity for myself. But in saying that, like I said, he needs to get his mind right and, kick back with his family and just, enjoy life a little bit before he gets back in the ring. I just feel like there was something wasn't quite there.
What do you think it was? I mean, like there's been people like Jeff Fennick and other international, boxing pundits that said could be a team issue. It could be his preparation. At times, there wasn't really much head movement. There wasn't, almost as if he wasn't really going in with a game plan. Where do you think he's fallen short overseas?
Look, I can't say it's his team. I mean, who am I to say it's his team and he needs this and needs that? But for me, I truly believe Tim's biggest downfall is he always thinks about what's next rather than what he's doing and his opponent. Every time they interview him, he's always talking about, after this fight, I want Canelo, I want Crawford's, and he's always doing that. And I feel like he always, takes his mind off the actual job ahead. And that's just my personal opinion. I mean, every time he fights, they're like, get through this, and it's always, I want this and I want that, and I want to fight the best. And I feel like he gets caught up into what's happening after the fight, and then come fight time, he kind of forgets the game plan that little bit. But, I mean, who am I to say, his team's no good? I mean, it's up to him to decide that. But, I don't know. I just feel like his mind's not always in the fight sometimes.
Okay, so it's more of a mental thing now. With his loss, do you think that opens up for someone to put their hand up in Australia and say, hey, I'm the next guy, I'm the one that deserves the spotlight? Do you think you're going to see a lot of boxers try and make a statement, especially on your card? You got Brock Jarvis on the card, yourself on there, Nikita Tszyu trying to, maybe take the spotlight off his brother. Do you think there's going to be a lot more boxers putting their hand up and saying, I'm the next guy?
Well, like the media and the TV and everyone should be getting behind the guys that are there, like myself, like the Paros, like the Jaya Pateas, these guys shouldn't be putting their hands up. They should be rewarded the media they deserve, because they're at the top of the sport. And like I said, Jai's carrying us for the sport, and he doesn't get hardly any media, you know what I mean? But, I feel like I do well because I am, always speaking, and I'm always on things, and I work hard to try to get that kind of exposure. But, like I said, for me, as I'm getting older now, I don't really care. It's more the outcome now, moving forward. Whether I'm the first fight, second fight, main event, I know where I am in my mind, and like I said, numbers don't lie.
Well, best case scenario, you get through Mickey, right? You said you want to go overseas, you want world titles. What's your ideal next few fights? Do you want Tim next after you get this win? Do you want what do you want to do next?
Well, respectfully, like Tim now, I won't get the credit I deserve. I've been saying it for years that I'll beat him, and he wasn't as good as he is, and I do say that respectfully. But now going out there beating him, I won't get the respect I deserve, because people are going to say, background hurt him, and the wars with Fundura damaged him. So now, the Tim Zuu fight, if it happens, it happens. It's a huge fight, and it's pending. It's been in the making for the last 5 years. But my eyes are set on a world title, and my goals are super close to getting that. But one fight at a time. I got August 20. I got Mikey, whatever his name is.
I'm
but
going with Mickey for the fight,
yeah, the same, But for me, like I said, I know he's tough. He's got, highlight reel knockouts, and he's a tough dude. But at the end of the day, I'm training the house down, and if 60% Michael Zerafa rocks up that sparring, there's going to be an early night, and that's if 60%. If the 100% rocks up, he's in a bad place.
Yeah, and I know you don't want to look ahead, but someone like Keith Thurman, who was really touted to face Zuu next, he went on a tryout. He was saying, I went and beat Kangaroo Boy, Brock Jarvis, and, he's waiting for the next contract. Could that be Tim? Would you put your hand up to fight Keith Thurman? It is a name.
Yeah, 100%. I've done that quite a few times. I said I'm more than happy to step in, man. I believe I jabbed the lisp off him. He talks a lot of smack. For a guy that's 5'7". But look, I'm more than happy to step in and fight those guys. That's where I believe I belong at that level. I've been there, and I've beaten those guys, and I've fought world champions and fell short, and I've beaten world champions. So, it's another test, and I love that. I love being told I can't do something, or I'm the underdog. I love that. It brings the best out of me. So, I'm more than happy to step up and fight him.
And what are your thoughts on your card? How do you see Nikita going? How do you see the likes of Brock Jarvis going on the card?
Look, Sam Beck, I think he's fighting. I've never really seen too much of him, but I've heard he's a walk forward kind of guy, and he can punch. So that always brings an exciting fight. Brock's got a tough fight ahead of him, and Nikita, I think he gets an early win. I think the guy he's fighting's tough, but I think Nikita's levels above him, and I believe I'm going to stop my guy. I'm looking forward to Redder and
Ahmed Redder's made a bit of noise as well.
I like him. I don't know what it is about him. I've personally never really met him, but I just like his
I like he doesn't give a fuck a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
man.
And also, he's been going at Harry Gar's side.
Yeah.
What I enjoy, and I think boxing fans in Australia, is guys that are making a little bit of noise. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. I did that for quite some time, and it works. People will know who you are, and you get headlines and whatnot. But there's a lot of pressure too when you do that. I felt like the best Zerafa fights is when he's quiet. You know, when there is no drama.
When the pressure's off.
Yeah, man, just go in there and relax. When you say you're going to do this, this and that, and then everyone blows up to something bigger, it's a lot more pressure and you don't actually perform. So, and I felt like that's what Tim was doing. You know, he's going out there saying, I'm the soul taker, I'm this and I'm that. And then, yeah, you kind of lose track of what needs to be done because you're thinking about what you've said. So, but yeah, Red, I don't know. Something about him. He fights well. He's a little weapon. I like it. His little hairstyle.
I'm intrigued by that. I think he was supposed to fight Billy Polkinghorne. He's got a new opponent on the card, but I think, he's one to look out for. But in saying that, like you said, you do like to maybe be a bit more reserved now. You're a bit more calculated in your approach to the promotion of fights. But with Nikita going to be at the press conference, Brock going to be at the press conference, really, these are like, I would say, the best of Aussie boxing, some of the best of the Aussie boxers right now. Do you have anything in store for the press conference, or are you going to go in there and are you going to put anyone on blast?
Well, that's what I mean. Like you said, you got Brock Jarvis and you got Nikita, so it's going to be a pretty ordinary press conference, you know. So they're going to need me to fire up and they're going to need me to say some stuff, and that's what I mean. You know, I've got to bring a little bit of excitement, and without me, whether you love or you hate me, without me, there's no controversy, there's no one to throw hate on, there's no, there's no bad boy. So I guess, when there's a time and place, I'll bring that guy back for sure. You know, obviously when we're not fighting me and the Zoos, I'm reserved. You know, but obviously when it's time to go, there's going to be some all kinds of things being said.
Yeah, and not to go back to this, but with Nikita Zuu headlining, it seems as though that maybe Australian boxing are looking to him to fill the void of Tim. Right? I want to get your thoughts. Do you buy into the Nikita Zuu hype?
Not really. I mean, he's getting nearly knocked out by guys that I've beaten comfortably, and I question his chin a little bit. I feel like his aura and his strangeness kind of works with the boxing because you need a bit of a weird dude, and he's got that hands down.
Cat.
Yeah, he's a strange cat, and I think he knows he's a strange cat, and but I kind of like it. I do. I just find him weird and interesting a little bit, So, yeah. But look, I mean, if they want to fill the void with Tim as with Nikita, so be it. But like I said, I feel like they're wasting their time a little bit in saying that when you got guys like myself, Para, Opatea, these guys that are been there and done it for years. When I was fighting for world titles, these guys weren't even in the amateurs.
Now, how active do you want to be for the rest of the year? We're going to be fighting in August. Do you want another fight potentially in Australia before the end of the year, or what's the trajectory for you for this year? Look,
I've contractually got another fight after this, and I want it to be a big fight. There's things cooking behind the scenes for a world title. And yeah, like I said, I'm just trusting in my team and trusting No Limit to deliver. Mm-hmm. But in saying that, one fight at a time. Like I said, I go out there, I'll take out Mickey. I think it's going to be an early night. Like I said, I'm in a different mind space at the moment, and I'm super confident.
Now, I know you don't like doing predictions, right? But how do you think you get it done against Mickey?
Look, I think I'll get him out within 5 rounds. I truly believe that. And I never look for a knockout. I just believe I'm levels above, and, he's going to walk onto something. He's talking about knocking me out. He's got this highlight reel, and I've got 21 of them, So he's got 16 knockouts. I've got 21. I've fought 11 world champions. So he's got something to worry about come August 20.
All right, there we go. Well, there you have it. Michael Zerafa, Pretty Boy Zerafa. Make sure you catch his fight. It's a stacked card. Make sure you catch it on KO Sports this month. Now, I'm going to put a quick time there. I'm going to do some G-up, like joking questions.
Yep.
Right, cool. You don't have to take these too seriously.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Okay. Now, it's Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa. Is that correct?
Sadly, yes.
Do you think with the age we still need to be calling you Pretty Boy? Do you want to change the nickname at all?
Look, I've been trying to get rid of it for the last, how long have I been a pro for? 16 years. I mean, it's definitely not for my looks. It's definitely not for my looks. I mean, I got it when I was an amateur, and they said I was very pretty to watch, the Pretty Boy, and it just kind of stuck. But, I mean, besides myself and maybe my mother, I'm probably still looking pretty good.
No, you're looking good. In saying that, do you think you're the best looking boxer in Australia? You're better looking than the Brock Jarvises? Better looking than the Zoo boys?
I mean, look, I feel like I got the Zoo boys covered. I mean, Brock Jarvis is a good-looking rooster. I said to him, if I looked like him, I wouldn't be boxing. I'd be probably modelling.
Now, if Nikita Tszyu didn't follow in his family footsteps and become a boxer, do you think he could have been a serial killer, maybe a Netflix documentary for the likes of Nikita Zuu?
Yeah, some Dharma shit maybe. Yeah, man. Well, he talks about. His nickname's the Butcher. And he
That's
talks
true.
about eating snake asses and all these weird things. And I don't know. It could be a new Netflix series coming
Well,
out.
if boxing wasn't the vent for him, maybe we have to thank God that he found
Oh
boxing.
yeah, thank God. Well, it's not over yet. I mean, maybe when he retires. You know what I mean? So fingers crossed, nothing creepy comes out.
Now, everyone has their opinions on social media. You probably cop a brunt when you like to talk the talk. But in Michael Zerafa's opinion, who is the most overrated boxer right now?
Oh, that's a tough question.
Doesn't even have to be Australian, but who do you think is the most overrated?
Maybe Shakur's great, but I feel like they're building him up to be something far more than he actually is. But
He had a good showing in his last fight.
he looked great. I mean, he does. He's a great fighter, phenomenal skills. But I don't know. I just feel like they're pumping him up to be the Floyd Mayweather, and I just don't feel like he is the Floyd Mayweather. I think Hitchens is a better fighter, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Okay. And then, like you said, we've got Ahmed Redder on the card. He's gone at Harry Garside, right? Calls him out for painting his nails and wearing dresses and whatever it is, right? Do you think any boxer should be painting their nails? Do you think that's intimidating enough?
I mean, look, each to their own. I don't want to get drilled for this, but I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I get what Harry's trying to do, where everyone's equal, being a bit different, everyone's equal and whatnot. Which it's cool, but I know certain things are meant for girls and certain things are meant for boys. I mean,
That's a nice traditional approach. Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be, saying things, but like, a skirt was, designed by the gods for a female, and suit pants for a man. But I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, let him each to their own. Let him do his thing. If he likes doing it, so be. He's not harming anybody.
No, you're right. And last one, what's your message to the fans? What are they going to be tuning in for to catch Michael Zerafa next?
The usual. I mean, I think there's be a bit of talk, a bit of back chat. But I think the best Michael Zerafa is yet to come, and I feel like August 20, we're going to see glimpses of it. Because mentally I'm back where I was when I fought Jeff Horn the first time, and Isaac Hardman, and that Zerafa that took Kell Brook 12 rounds. It's just I'm taking a different approach, and I feel like it's working for me. And like I said, if the 60% of Michael Zerafa rocks up that sparring, there's going to be a bad man there August 20.
Now, as a fan, if I'm fantasy booking, what we want to see is Zerafa get the win, finally set up that Zuu rivalry that was supposed to happen all those years ago.
100%.
And I think, look, say Nikita wins, say it's Tim next. I don't think you mind if it's either one of them, to be honest.
Well, I'm ranked higher than both of them, so realistically, I don't need both of them. I mean, they are behind me, but we give the fight fans what they want. If Australia want to see Zerafa v Zuu, and it's Zerafa v Zuu this time, not Zuu v Zerafa, so be it. I'm more than happy. I've put my hand up for it. Tim, there's a rivalry there, and there's unfinished business. And Nikita, there's movements there in terms of going forward career-wise with belts and financial, blessings. But in saying that, August 20 is all we're worried about.
Michael Zerafa, I'll see you August 20.
Champion,
Cannot
brother.
wait to
Thank
see
you.
it. Thank you.